The Woman Who Stopped a War with a Song. In the middle of a war-torn country, where the sound of gunfire echoed across the land, there was a woman who believed in the power of music. Her name was Mariana, a singer who had witnessed the destruction, the pain, and the loss that war brings. She had lost family, friends, and her childhood home, yet her spirit remained unbroken. One fateful day, as two opposing forces clashed in a fierce battle, a small group of diplomats attempted to broker a ceasefire. But the negotiations had stalled, tensions were high, and no one could see a way out. The world seemed on the brink of total collapse, and the sound of weapons drowning out any hope of peace. But then, something remarkable happened. Mariana, who had been traveling through the war zone to perform for a charity concert, found herself in the midst of the conflict. As she stood in the middle of a ruined square, watching soldiers on both sides prepare for the next wave of violence, something inside her shifted. She decided in that moment to take a stand, not with weapons, but with her voice. With no microphone, no stage, and no audience but the soldiers on the battlefield, Mariana began to sing. Her voice rose above the chaos, a haunting, beautiful melody that cut through the sounds of war. The song was one of peace, of longing for a world without bloodshed. It was a song her mother used to sing to her as a child, one that had always brought her comfort. The soldiers on both sides were taken aback. At first, they didn't know what to do. The sound of her voice, so pure and full of emotion, reached deep into their hearts. It was as though the song itself could heal the wounds of war, if only for a moment. One by one, the fighting stopped. Soldiers lowered their guns, confused but captivated by the beauty and sadness in the air. Her song continued for what felt like an eternity, and in that time, a brief but fragile ceasefire was declared. Leaders on both sides, moved by the power of her music, agreed to sit down and talk. The peace talks, which had seemed impossible just moments before, began. And while the war did not end that day, it was the first time in years that the possibility of peace felt real. Mariana's song had done the unimaginable. She had stopped a war, if only for a moment, with nothing but her voice. Help the channel grow by liking, sharing, and subscribing.